Okay, so I've made my MakeHuman model here. We're going to export it 4 times with 4 different facial expressions, and then we're going to import it into Blender 2.79 as an MX2 file, and then we're going to export it to Blender 2.9 and muck about with the textures a little bit, and then we're going to put it into Unity, import it into Unity, set up the avatar, then we're going to rig it with a generic rig, and then we're going to have a look at the Blender, the facial animations as well. Okay. So you want to export it as this MX2, MHX2. I'm not sure if putting the expressions on matters, it doesn't seem to matter. So yeah, here's all the settings that you can do. There's tons of different settings for all sorts. You can make a character look pretty much any way you like, even really strange. So as you can see, there's just loads and loads of settings for everything. Or you could just do a random one. Okay. So now I've added a game engine rig to it. Now you can change the poses if you want to. Well, we're going to use the T pose because that's Unity seems to like that one the most when you import it and set up the avatar. So as you can see, you can put different facial expressions on here, or you could go and do the facial expressions by hand by changing the face with the eye settings in the modeling panel under face and change it in there. So we're just going to export 4 different models with different expressions on their face. Angry one, sad one, actually we'll choose a different one for that. It's not exactly scary, that one, was it? It's a bit better. Export that. Right, so now we're in Blender 2.79. I'm going to delete everything out of here. No, press A and then delete. So I've set up the MHX2 runtime already by downloading it and installing it into there from the zip file. It's basically the MakeHuman runtime that you can get. I'll put a link in the description for that. So I've imported the normal expression. I'm just going to, oops, it's not in there, in here, that's it. So I've got the angry one. Move him to the side. The sad expression. And the scary one. Just pressing G and X to grab it and move it to along the X-axis. As you can see, there's the scary one, the normal one, the sad one, and the other one. Okay, so you want to first of all select just the face and the arm part, and go over into here with the shape keys and make a basis shape key, and then select all 3 of the other ones, and then select the normal one last, and then press this little button join as shapes. And there you go, you've got the facial expressions added. It doesn't seem to animate the eyebrows, but I'm sure you could add that if you wanted to. And you could just parent them to the face, I guess, or something like that. So I'm just going to delete these 3 other ones, we don't need them anymore. Okay. So now we're going to export them as an FBX file to our temporary folder. I've already exported it before, so I'm going to export it. I'll make sure that it's the selected objects, change the geometries, turn the apply modifiers off, otherwise you won't get the blend shapes. And you don't want to add leaf bones, and you don't want separate animations. So export that as FBX. Okay, so we're in Blender 2.9 now, and we're going to import the FBX Bobby 2 that we exported just a second ago. All Bobby animated. That's right, I called it Bobby animated, that's correct. Okay, so there's a little problem with the textures here. Just going to go to the materials panel. Oops. What am I doing? I should just make a new one and call it skin. Click on the base color, image texture, and then we'll open our, where's the skin texture? That one. So I've already drew some stuff on it already. Don't worry about that too much, just going to make the roughness of the hair a bit more normal. His eyes look a bit scary, so we'll make a new material for them. Well, hang on, we'll unwrap them first. Have a look in the UV editor. Okay, it's the brown eye. Sounds good. Okay, so we're gonna open our texture up in the GIMP, our brown eye texture. Just gonna pick the color of that, make a new layer that's the same color as that. Move it behind for a second, ellipse select that, and copy it, cut it even. Move the layer back over there and merge it down to just get rid of that, and paste it back in and move it somewhere to the center. So export that or overwrite it. Okay, so now we just need to open it again in there. Right, we're going to choose these face select, and then we're going to move these out of the way for a moment. And we're just going to line these up with the eye and scale it up quite a bit. Maybe a little bit more. That should be about right. I'm just going to do that for all 4 of them because it seems to look at. Well, I did it for 2 and it works. And the next time you import it, you have to do the other 2 for some reason. So I think there's some kind of strange thing going on with the eyes. So I'll just do all 4 of them. Line them up a bit. Probably a lot easier way to do this, but this works. It's quick enough. So Alright, so now we can have a look. And they're still black because I need to actually make a material for them. Hang on. Call this eyes. And select that texture, there we go. I'll fix the clothes, we'll give that a new material as well. Just point that to the correct image texture. Worksuit diffuse. There you go. Now you can paint right on top of that if you want to. Use the texture paint mode. You can add whatever you like, change it completely if you want to. Same with the skin, obviously. Yeah, make sure if you do draw on there you save all the images. I'm just checking that these expressions are on there properly. Yeah. You can have mixtures of expressions as well. And that's about it, I think, for that. Export it as FBX again. This time we'll call it Bobby2. Okay. Just gonna. Right, now we're into Unity. I've downloaded the standard assets for Unity and imported them. I'm just going to make a terrain. Just move it over here a bit. Move the camera up a little bit. Okay, so going to go into the characters, third person prefabs, and drag the third person character into there. Put him somewhere in front of the camera. Now I'm going to import the Bobby2.fbx. Now I'm going to go into the inspector and it should have import blend shape should be there. Then we're going to go rig, humanoid and apply. Now I want to check this, so we're going to configure and we're going to save it first and then click on configure avatar, and all of the bones should be green, so that should all be green. Looks like his head's come off. Oh, there we go. So, oh, yeah. Alright, so it looks like he's set up okay. Let's just make that small again. Drag him in here, he's huge. Scale him to about 0.2 on all of the axes. There we go, it's better. Move him over to here. Okay, just rotate them 180 degrees so we can see their lovely faces. And then, what am I going to do? Right, move this around too so you can see that there. Okay, so we're going to copy the third person controller script component, and when we paste it as a new component in here, it's going to add all the other stuff for us, the rigid body and the collider. But the collider is going to be the wrong size, so we're going to click on that to see. We'll look at the collider, move it up on the y-axis a bit, change the height of it, and the radius a little bit. So that looks about right. Okay, the ground check distance is going to be wrong too, I'd imagine, but we'll check that in a minute. So now nothing happens at the moment because we haven't set up the avatar and the animator properly yet. So in here, so we want it to be the Bobby 2 avatar, but we want to choose the controller to be the third person controller. So now he is animating, but he's off the ground because of the distance, the ground check distance. If I make it bigger, he's okay. So I think about 0.2. Yeah. Okay, so change that to 0.2 when we're not in animation mode. We'll delete that guy. Now we should be able to run around and jump, etc. Yes, jumping very high. Alright. So let's just see if the blend shapes are in there. You could animate the blend shapes if you want to. Hang on, just move the camera up to his face. Okay. Now in here, under normal body, you will see blend shapes. And these are what you want to animate. You can control them by script, or you can animate them in the animator, in the animation window. It's quite good, isn't it? So then we just need to load the textures in, and that's it. We've got a fully rigged character with facial expressions. Didn't take long at all. I know it's cheating a little, quite a bit, but there you go. It works. That's the general way of how you would do it. You could add your own animations if you wanted to, muck about with the expressions. You know, it's basically the same if you've got your own model as well. It's the same idea. So there you go.